In 1998, when my mom was diagnosed with a terminal illness, I was not well prepared and felt that I was handicapped in spite of being a nurse to handle the situation. This led me to reconsider my career path. I decided to take up palliative care. I joined hospice care, where I care for all the cancer patients. The 6 years of experience has helped me to be more emotionally stable and confident that 2 years ago, when my husband was diagnosed with brain tumor, I was able to carry out my tender loving care and provide the best support for him. Although he succumbed to his illness after a short time, I was assured that he had a good departure. Ultimately, I decided to continue my career in contributing to the community instead of retiring.
There are many challenges that I face in my setting, like looking at death in the face daily, as well as walking the journey with my patients and the family. I would just like to share a case where I had a young mother who was diagnosed with terminal cancer and was leaving behind 2 young children aged 12 and 10. They couldn't understand why mom was leaving or dying. I had the honor of just counseling the kids and assisting them. I get my inspiration when families come up to me and tell me what a good job I've done, how they value my services, and say a big thank you to me. My aim at how I inspire others is by sharing these experiences with my fellow colleagues, and also with my involvement with the Palliative Care Nurses chapter in creating awareness for nurses all over Singapore.
How palliative care inspired me? I get job satisfaction as it not only improves my knowledge, skills and attitude in delivering comprehensive and compassionate care to my patient and family with advanced illnesses. It also improves the quality of living and dying. My bigger challenges I face is communication about death and dying. Healthcare professional and patient may find it hard to discuss, but it allows the goals to shift from hopeless to realistic and achievable. With the complexity of illness, death is inevitable, but the rewards to the patient and carer are many. My reward is when I am able to manage patient symptoms and see families' relief expressions. Patients and families are teachers to me, as I learn a lot from them.
My challenge in palliative home care setting is being the bridge between the medical team, patients, caregiver, and networking with other agencies. Seeing an anxious family able to confide to me and patient able to RIP peacefully at home is my satisfaction. There is also our best that we can care for. The inspiration for me is that meeting the other palliative care nurses, medical staff regularly, and allow me to interact with them and sharing experience and even phone call to encourage each other. My inspiration for future nurses will be that we hope that we have more nurses to join us in the palliative care setting and allowing us to teach them more experience and sharing and even interaction with them.
Okay, talking about challenges, be it personal or professionally. So I'll talk about personal first. Recently my grandma was gravely ill in Malaysia. Somehow I know it's the last leg of her illness is indeed trying to look after one's own. I may be a palliative care nurse by profession, but when dealing with a myriad of symptoms like issues on pain, dysphagia, weakness, lethargy, agitation, delirium, carrier stress, I struggled. There were many times I asked myself whose discomfort was it? Was it just my own, or was it genuinely hers. A good colleague of mine actually empathized with me and gave me some sound advice. I needed help and I couldn't do this on my own. So, moral of the story is that one can't function on one's own. Challenges professionally is to continue to upskill and keep current with advances in various areas related to delivery of good nursing care, and not just isolated into looking at palliative care topics just on its own. They can be wound care, leadership management skills, tracheostomy care, or whatever else. And the other area is to learn new skills or knowledge. I'm starting a new home care service. I've never started a service before, and I've learned a lot in this journey. I've learned about budgeting, about storage, about CD, how do you carry CD about in the community, setting work processes, workflows, IT related matters. It may not be perfect, but I will probably have to fine tune along the way. What inspired me? I came to this field about 9 years ago as I wanted to move from an acute setting to the community. A friend recommended and I started as a home care nurse. I found that I liked what I did. It was gratifying and increased job satisfaction as I could make some changes to patients' lives even towards the very end. I can always recall what my mentor said, to always make a difference in that visit. Have you made a difference in your visit today? I learned so much from my patients and families alike. I have to admit, I needed to continue looking for things to inspire me when I feel depleted of energy. There are moments in one's life that fluctuates, and when your energy is low, I have to pick myself up again with the sheer knowledge that I'll keep on going so long as I can ensure that good palliative care nursing is being delivered to patients. How to inspire others? When I give talks, when I was running end-of-life courses, I realized it's not the outcome that's important, it is the process. I have had nurses coming up to me to say that I have inspired them. I ask myself how, why, what. I realize it's probably in an earnest, honest delivery of care or concerns one has of patients. As I use a lot of narration in my teaching, I mentioned to colleagues recently that it's not how one says things. It is a lot to do with how one acts and what one does that really matters most. It is the unspoken word. When I see my nursing officer jumping onto the bed hugging a patient who has an infectious disease, or even when I see an enrolled nurse squatting on the floor, providing a foot wash and took pains in putting a towel in between each toes to make sure that it's dry, that really tells a lot more.